Hi, Inner Glow team. Well, I'm here today because I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about making samples. Um, in this business, samples are really important because we offer scents, and the best way to get the scents in front of people is to make samples and share them with everyone so they can really get a great idea of how amazing our scents smell. And I'm not just talking about our wax scents either. I'm talking about all of our other products because everything that we have is scented and we have some really amazing products. So if you're not making samples and sharing, people aren't going to know what we have to offer because we really are so much more than warmers and wax these days. So I'm going to go over a couple of different samples that I've made, but I'm going to go ahead and start just with our basic wax samples. Now, you really don't need a lot to make your wax samples. And I don't want you to run out, if you're brand new, run out and go get all kinds of supplies and spend all kinds of money on sample making. I've been doing this for 10 years, so I've accumulated a lot over the years. So it might seem like I have a lot of stuff, but keep in mind I've been doing this for 10 years. When you're first starting out and you're making samples, you only need a couple of things. If you want to do cute shapes, you just need a mold. This one I believe I got, I think at Michael's probably like 6 years ago, and I think it was $2 or $3, and that might have been with the coupon. But even if you don't have a coupon, they're still pretty inexpensive. You also are going to need something to put your samples in. These little jewelry bags I got at Walmart the other night because I was out, and I think it was $1 or $2 for the bag of 100. We also have little Ziploc baggies that are really cute that have the Scentsy logo in the Scentsy store, but you don't have to get those. You can just get one of these little baggies. They're super inexpensive. And then you're going to need something to melt down your wax. Do not use the microwave. This is what I used to do when I first started many years ago. We used the microwave. Most of us did. And then we started finding out that the wax was exploding, and I guess I never had any problems, but there were reports of fires, microwaves dying, so it's not safe to use the microwave. So please don't use the microwave to melt your wax to make your samples. What I use, I don't know if any of you recognize this. This is one of our old Velada warmers from back in the days when we had Velada. And I had two warmers. So I designated one of my Velada warmers to be my sample warmer. And the really cool thing about the Velada, using the Velada warmer, is that it has a dimmer switch, so I can kind of control how hot the wax gets. I had it on high. It took probably, I'd say, about 15 minutes for 2 cubes of wax to melt. So what I did is I just threw those 2 cubes in there, and I went and did some chores, came back, and it's all ready to go. Another really cool thing about the Velada warmer is this is silicone, so I can actually pick this up and touch it. It's not hot, and it bends, so when I'm pouring, I can kind of create my own little spout. Now, if you don't have an old Velada warmer, that's fine. You can do, there's other things that people have done. People have done a double broiler just to melt their wax. Some people have used the silicone molds that you can get at a lot of the places. Here's one of the Scentsy silicone molds. They put little pieces of wax in the mold itself and then put it in the oven, and it's melted that way. So there's lots of options. You can also just use your Scentsy warmer, which is probably the easiest thing to do when you're just starting out, because you should already have at least one Scentsy warmer, I hope. At least if you don't have one, you'll be getting one in your starter kit. So you just use your Scentsy warmer. Because it's not silicone, it might get a little bit hotter, so just be careful of that. You might want to use a silicone glove on your hand or a hot pad or something like that, so that way you don't burn yourself. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to be making a couple little pumpkin samples today with our Amber Hollow scent, which is our scent for the month. So as I've already said, I have let this wax here melt probably about 15 or 20 minutes, so it's all ready to go. And I'm doing this with one hand here while I'm recording, so forgive me, and now the light's kind of funky, if I don't get it in perfectly. Here we go. This can be a lot easier, of course, when you don't have a camera in your hand. So with these little shapes that I have here, these little pumpkins, these are really cute, especially for fall. 2 cubes makes about 5 samples. Now, I don't hand out a ton of samples, so for me that's okay. But if you're looking for something you want to make your wax go a longer way, you can always use smaller molds. Another thing you can do is if you have a bar, you can just use a butter knife or a crinkle cutter and just cut little pieces of wax off, and that works really well too. Really, the idea is that you just want to get this wax in front of potential customers so that they can smell it and smell how wonderful it is. The Amber Hollow scent, smells wonderful. I really love it. It really smells just like fall. It's the perfect fall scent. So now what I do, now that I've got my wax in there, is I let those sit for probably, oh, I don't know, 15 minutes or so, and just let them harden a little bit. And then I stick them in the freezer for another 5 minutes. And once you stick them in the freezer, they'll pop right out. If you try to take them out, especially these older molds, a lot of places nowadays it's silicone. These, like I said, I've had for several years. So if you stick it in the freezer and then take it out after 5 minutes, they'll pop right out. The silicone molds, they're usually a little bit easier to come out. So there you go. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, it's kind of like one of those cooking shows here where I'm gonna be like, ooh. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of that. Okay, so fast forward to 20-25 minutes. Whoop. These are my little pumpkins. Look how cute those are. Totally adorable. Perfect for fall, right? And I'm just gonna stuff my sample into one of my little baggies, which I probably should have had this done beforehand. I don't know how I'm gonna do this with one hand. Anyway, okay, I'm gonna put my sample in the baggie, and then you wanna make sure that you put a label on it. You wanna make sure that your label has the name of the scent, and of course your contact information. And then a lot of times we'll put something on there like wax sample, heat, don't eat, because we don't want anyone to accidentally think that it's candy or something and eat it. So you just want to put something like that on there to make sure they know this is wax and it's not candy. You want to put your contact information because obviously they're going to want to order this from you and they need to know how to get to you. You can create your own little labels on Word or on your Photoshop. Or if you go to the All About Samples group on Facebook, they have labels for every single scent that we offer. So that's really great as well. Okay, so those are the wax samples. And then when you give somebody a sample, it's really important to follow up with them because I don't know how many times, I mean probably hundreds of times, I've given someone a sample and that's it. I've never heard from them again. I don't even know their name and that's it. You know, it's just, I don't know whatever happened to those samples, but I hope they enjoyed them. So it's really important when you hand out a sample that you get the person's information. And the really cool thing about the Maven app that I mentioned a few times is you can put someone's contact information right in the Maven app, and it says that there's a little option that you've shared a sample with them, and then there's another option where to follow up with them. So say you give them a sample, put all their contact information, and even if it's just their email, or their phone number, some way to contact them. In a couple of days or a week or so, you're gonna get an alert on your Maven app to follow up with that person via email or text or whatever. Hey, how did you like it? It's really great because there's customizable messages and everything that you can kind of customize so it sounds like you. Hey, how did you like that sample I gave you? You know, just to kind of get the conversation going. So that's really great. So make sure you're making samples, and then when you make your samples, make sure you're following up. They're very, very important. Okay. We also have some other kind of samples that you can make as well. And like I said, I don't want you guys running out and getting all these supplies because I've accumulated all this stuff over the years. If you want to go get a couple of things, that's absolutely fine. These are my hand cream samples. So I got these cute little bottles off of Amazon. And then these are just little photos that I made in Canva. And I printed them at Walgreens. It's just like a little photo. Ooh, just a little photo. The important thing with any sample that's not wax, the body stuff, the cleaning stuff, laundry stuff, is you need to put the ingredients on there just in case somebody has allergies. So I have all the ingredients listed here on this card. So these are our little hand cream samples. I also have, these are our bath soap samples. I just threw this one together really quick to share with you guys, so excuse my handwriting, and I put bath soap instead of Scentsy soap. But I also got these cute little envelopes on Amazon. These are great. And the bath soap, you guys, if you haven't tried the bath soap, oh my goodness, it's probably one of my favorite products that we have. And then these are really adorable. These are Odor Out Scentsy Fresh little samples. Again, I got these little bottles off of Amazon. I had these labels actually printed out for me through the Avery, where they like print them out and mail them to you. And I like them because they're shiny. But you can also just print out regular labels. What else? Oh, I think. Then I also have this new one that I haven't put a label on yet. This is for our new bathroom cleaner. These are foaming pumps because the bathroom cleaner is foamy. So I wanted to make sure I got something that was foamy. Sorry, my camera is dying, so I'm running out of. And then last but not least, these are the ones that I use for room sprays. Again, I got these on Amazon, I think, or eBay. So anyway, I hope that this helped you guys a little bit with some ideas for making samples. If you guys have any questions, please let me know. Let me know how your sample making is going. Share your pictures with us and your ideas that you come up with. And thanks for watching.